Today, we're going to be talking about canine heartworm disease. Most dogs that end up in animal shelters can become wonderful companions and may have been caught up in unfortunate life circumstances through no fault of their own. Some animals come to us with conditions that our own shelter does not have the ability to treat, such as heartworms, but we don't think this should prevent their chance at adoption. We're going to go over these topics. What are heartworms? How are they spread? How do they affect dogs? How do we prevent them? And what do we do once we've adopted a dog? So, heartworms are long white worms that make a home in the heart. Adults can reach a length of 6 to 14 inches. Adult female worms produce offspring called microfilaria that float freely in the dog's blood. How are they spread? Heartworms are spread by mosquitoes, something much too common here in Louisiana. When a mosquito feeds on the blood of a heartworm infected dog, it is now a carrier of heartworm disease and can spread it by biting a heartworm negative dog. Heartworms are not spread from dog to dog. Louisiana has a higher incident rate because mosquito season is longer than in other states. All dogs are at risk for contracting heartworms. They should receive year-round preventative and annual testing with your vet to avoid a delay in early detection. A lot of people don't realize when their animals have contracted heartworms. The disease isn't immediately obvious, and unlike intestinal worms, you will not note them in your dog's stool. Dogs can live for years without showing signs of heartworms. The most common clinical signs are coughing, exercise intolerance, difficulty breathing, weight loss, and lethargy. The good news is that heartworms are easily prevented and they're treatable if a dog contracts them. All dogs should be on vet-prescribed preventative medications such as HeartGuard, Advantage Multi, or ProHeart injections. A dog with heartworms can be treated. If not treated, the worms are allowed to grow and reproduce, causing extensive damage to the heart and lungs. This can be fatal if not treated. A dog can test negative but still be infected. This is why we recommend adopters following up with their vets and doing future testing. This can be from a variety of things, such as the heartworm microfilaria are still too young and immature, the infection is with a single sex, or the dog's immune system is killing off microfilaria as they're produced. What treatment options are available for dogs that have heartworm disease? Many dogs can be successfully treated for heartworms. A thorough examination and pre-treatment evaluation by your veterinarian will determine if your dog is a candidate for treatment. Depending on the severity of the disease and the type of treatment elected, it can be costly and can be hard for both animal and owner, but there are multiple types of treatment options available. You should consult your vet about treatment options, but keep in mind that every vet is able to offer different options and opinions at different price ranges. The two main options are slow kill and fast kill. Which works best for you depends on things like your vet's preference, your dog's health, and your financial ability. Both treatment types begin with receiving a positive test and starting a course of doxycycline. CAA begins all heartworm positive dogs on this. Slow kill is then keeping your dog on monthly preventatives, doing routine tests and checks with your vet, and waiting for the adult worms to die off. This process is slower and not all vets recommend it because during that time the adult worms are living in the heart still. It can take 1 to 2 years. Fast kill is completing the antibiotics and doing a series of 3 injections over a 2 to 3 month period. During this time, the dog will need to be kennel rested and kept calm. This process is faster and more costly, but targets the worms faster to prevent further damage to the heart and lungs. CAA doesn't recommend one option above the other, and we understand that any treatment is preferable to no treatment at all. CAA is luckily able to start heartworm-positive dogs on doxycycline, which was mentioned previously. This is an antibiotic used to kill the bacteria that has a symbiotic relationship with the heartworms. This will hopefully decrease the likelihood of complications with treatment. Adopters should be sent home with any of the remaining prescription for their adopted dog. CAA recommends several vets in the area that specialize in heartworm treatment. AVS, or Associated Veterinary Services, on Greenwell Springs Road, is very familiar with both slow kill and fast kill. They are a great low-cost vet in Baton Rouge. Spaceball in Irwinville is a vet that specializes in fast kill treatment for shelter adopted dogs. Their clinic will be able to quote prices over the phone. Azalea Lakes is a clinic that is familiar with more advanced cases of heartworms. Adopters should expect to pay something for treatment, but the cost varies from clinic to clinic. We recommend calling around and figuring out what options are best for you. As much as we would like to fully treat our shelter animals for all of their conditions, we simply cannot afford to do so with the amount of heartworm positive dogs we get in. We are grateful that you are partnering with us to save this dog's life. All dogs are kept on flea and heartworm prevention while in CAA's care, in addition to being started on the 30-day treatment of doxycycline following a positive heartworm test. Following medical expenses, necessary treatment, and preventions are the responsibility of the adopter. Well, now I'm confused. What does it mean and what should I do? You should talk with your veterinarian about the next steps to take with your newly adopted dog. Whether your dog is heartworm positive or negative, your dog should be kept on preventative year round and should be tested every year. If you have any further questions, ask our staff, and thank you for listening.